Hi guys, so today I'm going to do what's on my iPhone 7 Plus video, and this is featuring my black iPhone 7 Plus in 256 GB. So yeah, let's get straight onto the video. So first up, when I unlock the device, I have my nice home screen here, which is a nice picture of the ducks in the pond, and I just thought it looked pretty nice, so that's why that's there. So unlocking the phone, I've got all of the standard apps that come with an iPhone. I'm not going to go into those because I'm sure everyone already knows what they entail. But moving on to the ones that I've installed myself, I've got Shazam, Messenger, eBay, National Rail, which is a train app, so you can check train times, WhatsApp Messenger, Facebook, Snapchat, Tumblr, the Apple app, the Apple Store even, where you can look at the Apple products. I just think it looks nice. Instagram, which if you want to follow me on there, you can. It's samcharles_. Yeah, so I've got Instagram, Spotify, and my Vodafone, which shows me how many minutes and texts and how much data I have left per month. So that's all the standard stuff. I have it arranged: phone, mail, Safari, and Twitter in the dock. I always have it like that for some reason. So that's what's down there. Moving over to the next screen, I have some more Apple apps, so just FaceTime and music. Then in my junk folder, which I never really use any of this, and I do realise you can delete it now, but never really do. So I've just got news, books, health, reminders, calculator, compass, things like that. So yeah. Next to that, I have SoundCloud, which is pretty good for some tunes now and then, but I do more or less just use Spotify for that. Followers Plus is a good app for Instagram, so it just shows you who's unfollowed you basically. So if I go on that, it'll just show me who's unfollowed me, and then I can just unfollow them back because, yeah, whatevs. And moving on from that, Facetune, which I really don't use anymore, but it's a good photo editing app. So if you want to edit a picture, you can. So let's see if we can get a good example here. Leeds Festival. Let's have a look. Say this one, it's just a random picture. Say with the skin, you can like smooth it out, like the baggage under the eyes, and you can see the difference when I press this button here. That's before I added the filter, and then after I added some smoothness. You can go around anywhere you want and just add loads of things and edit it to make it look better, which I wouldn't recommend, but it's just there in case you wanted to do something like that. So next to Facetune, we have Hot UK Deals, and this is one of my favourite apps. I do check it every day. So on there, we have all of the deals basically in the UK, all the shops that have offers on. It shows you the best price for things. If you want to buy something, you can search what your product is that you want to buy, and it'll tell you where's the cheapest. Like at the moment, the best deal is some rubbish Xbox One game from Argos, which is $11.99. So that's pretty good. I don't know what game it is, but The Division. So yeah, that's a pretty good app, and it's just, I end up buying quite a few things from there when there's good deals on, or gives you a heads up about free things, stuff like that. So yeah, that's a good app to download. It's free, so Hot UK Deals is a good one if you're in the UK, obviously. Next to Hot UK Deals, I've got ASOS, which is where I buy most of my clothing and shoes, if I'm honest. So it just does a lot of things that they sell, and it's pretty good. You get free next day delivery because I'm a Prime member, things like that. You just get a lot of nice clothes on ASOS, so that's where I buy most of my things. So yeah, moving on, I've got Google Chrome, TV guide just to check what's on the telly. Extras, I've got voice memos, contacts, and find iPhone, which I rarely use either, any of them really. Yik Yak is a good app for university, so it's like people post anonymous things. Anonymous? Anonymous. I hope I said that right. So in your area, it's like location based, and everyone's like, you don't know who they are, and they just put funny things most of the time. Yeah, so that's alright to look over when you're bored or need to do something. Next to Yik Yak, fitness. Now, I like going running, so I use my run to track how many calories I've done, how far I've ran, things like that, and that kind of works hand in hand with the MyFitnessPal, sorry, which you like put in everything you've eaten in that day, like a food diary kind of thing. Now, it's kind of hard to keep track of that, but if you're dedicated to it, it's pretty good to do, so that's why I have a fitness app there. Speed test is just to test the speed of my internet, either on my cellular, so if I'm on my 4G, or on any Wi-Fi I'm connected to. I like to see how fast it is because I'm a bit of a geek like that, so if I just test it now, it should tell me how fast my internet is on the Wi-Fi here. So it's pretty good. About 73, 74, 75 even. 76 was the top download speed it had. Now upload, it's looking around 10. Which isn't too shabby at all. Yep, so that's a pretty good score. Moving on from that, we have countdown, which is good to put events that you've got coming up, or anything really you want to count down the days of. You can just put them in there and then go on that and check when your nearest event is, which is quite good. Uni days is for students basically in the UK who get discounts on certain websites and things, so it'll give you 20% off now and then or whatever. So ASOS is always 10% usually, and then sometimes it goes to 20%. So that's a pretty good perk, and it's free for students, so I'd suggest if you're a UK student, sign up for that. If you go to a college, sixth form or university, you can sign up to that and get half price Apple Music and Spotify and things like that, so I'd suggest that. Moving on, Wallet, it's just an Apple app, so for the Apple Pay thing. Outlook, just for my emails other than the email app. Maps, standard. Indeed jobs, just to look for any part-time or full-time jobs in the UK. So that's Indeed. If you go on there, it'll show you what's being advertised at the moment, which is pretty handy if you're a student or just looking for a job. Down from that, I've got Leeds and Reading Festival, which I attended this summer, so I probably should delete that now and reinstall it when I'm next there, but it's just, it told you who was on when. It was kind of like a guide when you're there, so that's pretty good. LBC is Leading Britain's Conversation radio, which I rarely listen to, but sometimes it's funny to listen to people like Katie Hopkins or someone on that's a bit controversial, and that can be interesting. I know it sounds dead boring, but that's sometimes what I listen to. Rarely though. Raffler, now this is a different kind of thing, and I'm going to share it with you. It's an app where it's like a free raffle, so every day you have to watch 2 adverts and you can play to win £1,000 and look at who won like £10 and things like that. But if you play it, you watch 2 adverts, so I'll do that now just so I don't have to do it later. Probably nothing too interesting. So basically what you do is you watch 2 adverts and then you get a raffle number, and then that night the raffle's drawn, so you could be within the chance of winning £1,000, or if it rolls over, £2,000. So that's how it works, and you've got to check at around 6 o'clock whether you've won the money. But I've not won yet, but you can win the odd £10 here and there, so I think it's worth doing, like spending a tiny bit of your time just to maybe win some money. So that's what I do. And I think it is legit. It's been in all of the newspapers and stuff, so it seems to be a good thing. because they must get money from the adverts, so that's how they can pay out someone about £1,000 or £2,000 because so many people watch these adverts. So it's probably a very slim chance of winning, but it's worth doing. So now that's finished, it'll give me a raffle ticket. So my number is 70872, and it sometimes gives you special rewards, but the rubbish ones that you really wouldn't want, so wouldn't suggest claiming anything there. But so I've got 3 hours and 43 minutes till I can check if I've won or not. No doubt I probably haven't, but that's a different story. So let's go off that. That's a good app I would suggest downloading. It's called Raffler. So yeah, next to that I've just got GarageBand. Never really use that. I'd use it on my iPad or Mac if I were to create any songs or anything of such. Moving on, Nectar, which is handy for if you shop at Sainsbury's or eBay, can collect points and then spend them in store or spend them on something from the Nectar website. So if you're in the UK, I would suggest getting a Nectar card if you ever shop at Sainsbury's or on eBay. Depop, where you can sell clothes. Don't know if I'm logged in. Yes, whatever. You can. It's like where people sell kind of vintage clothing, and you can buy it, and it's usually quite cheap, so you can get some good stuff on Depop for a cheap price. So would recommend having a little look at Depop, and you can also sell your own things. It's kind of like a eBay for clothes. So I've got some things I'm selling, but never really sold anything on here. So yeah, I've only bought things, which is why I've got some reviews on there. But yeah, that's Depop, so that's quite a good app. OneDrive is just for cloud storage of things, really. I don't really use that. HSBC next to that is my bank, so I can check my statements and stuff like that. Uber is a good app for, I'm sure everyone knows about this one, like taxis. If you live in a city or a place that does have Uber, you can get taxis at usually a cheaper price. Layout is something for Instagram that I haven't actually used ever. I'm sure you can lay out some nice pictures on that, but I'm not very into Instagram at the moment, so I don't really use that. Next to that is BBC iPlayer, so for catching up on BBC programmes, if you were to ever do that. Witagram, or Witgram, whatever you call it, Witagram, which is an app where you can scale your photos to fit Instagram. So if they're a bit wider and they don't fit the Instagram kind of shape or whatever, you can make the picture have white borders so that it does fit on your Instagram properly. Although it makes the white borders look a bit weird on your feed if you care about things like that. So yeah, that's Witagram, which is good for Instagram pictures. If you take a picture and it will not fit the whole thing on Instagram, I'd suggest downloading Witagram. BBC News is just a news app in the UK that tells you all of the top stories, what's going on in the world. It's quite good to keep up with things like that, although I rarely ever do. Sometimes it's good. Moving on, QR scanner is just if you have any product with a barcode that you can scan. I'm trying to look around to see if I have anything. Bottle of Diet Lemonade, let's see if that works. Is there a barcode on here? There should be. Yeah, so if I just scan that, yeah, it'll put up the code, and then you can search where it is or where you can get it. Search on Google, and it comes up with loads of random things, which isn't lemonade, but you get the drift. Usually you can find products by their QR code. Music Memos is an Apple app where you can put down all of your ideas if you're musically inclined. If you like creating music or anything like that, you can put down ideas, and it's a pretty good app. I don't know if I have anything on there. I might do. Yeah. So yeah, Boomerang is another Instagram app where you can. You've seen Boomerang, I'm pretty sure. It's like where, say if you're on a road, it kind of like records a bit, like back and forth kind of thing. Like say if you're on a train and there's like a nice scenery or something like that. That's what Boomerang is. Say if it's like pouring it down, or it just looks nice sometimes, like a few cars going past. that kind of thing. So that's a good app, Boomerang. Trainline is just another train app to buy tickets this time instead of look at the times. You can look at times as well, but mainly to buy train tickets. NHS BMI tracker is all to do with your weight, and if you have a high or low BMI, and you need to look out for that. So I like inputting my weight to tell me what my BMI is. Funnily enough, next to that is the Domino's Pizza app, where you can just request pizza to your door and pay for it, which is very naughty, but very nice. Next to that is BMSSM, which basically is a geeky app for your phone, which tells you all the stuff about how much space you've got, how much battery, system, network, loads of different geeky things that I never really look at. It's just there. Auto Trader, I'm looking at buying a car soon, so that's handy for me because I want to look at what cars there are and how much they are and that kind of thing. Drive is just another cloud storage based thing, so I have that on my phone. Dice is a good ticketing app where you can buy tickets for events cheaply because they don't have any booking fee, I believe. So these are the kind of things in my area that are on sale. And you can get some good stuff on here usually and go to some nice gigs. So yeah, that's that. Skittle is pretty much the same, another ticketing app, but I think that's aimed more towards nights out and club nights, so that's another kind of thing. Theory test was for when I did my driving theory, so that's still there. It's just the test for stuff like that, so yeah, that's there. Stagecoach is, funnily enough, I was on a bus one time and men who were in bathrobes and shaving foam came on, and they were from the Stagecoach company, which is the buses in Manchester or other places if you don't know. It's like a bus company. And they said the first person to download our Stagecoach app wins a free portable charger. So I just got on my phone, downloaded it and showed them it, and I was the first person on the bus to download it, and they gave me a portable charger. Funnily enough, I've never actually gone on this app. I probably did when I first got it, but never ever used it. Rota is just agency work that I am signed up to, so I can get shifts on there for work in Manchester and London if I wanted to, although I'm never in London. Amazon, just the Amazon app to buy things, you know the drill, stuff like that. Moving on to my last page of applications. So YouTube is where I have all of my things to do with YouTube. So I usually record on iPhones, so I'm recording this on an iPhone 5C, which may not be the best quality, but I have nothing else to hand to record with, so that's why. And I have the YouTube app, the iMovie app, which is what I edit these videos with, and Gmail app with all the emails from my YouTube account. You can see I always open my emails. Next to that, Surma, which is another ticketing app, so that's pretty handy to have. Buy gig tickets and nights out on there. Just Eat is a food delivery app, so you can see what takeaways are near you that deliver food to you. So you put in your postcode and it will show you takeaways in close proximity to you, and you can you can order food from them. So whatever you want, add it to your thing, and then either pay on the phone or pay at the door, and you get your takeaway, which is pretty good. Next to Just Eat is Prime Video. Because I'm an Amazon member, I get Prime content. I've not signed in, obviously, and I can watch videos, which is mainly movies, which is pretty good. I like Amazon. It's got some very good things on there, very good deals, stuff like that. Vine is no longer going to be available. I don't know when that's stopping, but you know what Vine is, just the videos, the funny videos, and I have not logged in on here, which shows how much I use the app. Genius is, I think this is something for iMessage. It's like song lyrics you can like put into your text messages, and it just kind of makes it funny. It's like a new iMessage thing. TuneIn Radio is just any radio you want to listen to, really. It's got it there, and you can just listen away. Next is Northern Rail. That's another ticketing app for trains. You can tell I use trains quite a bit to travel, so that's another train app. Moving on, Hill Climb 2, which is a nice little game. I don't usually do gaming on my iPhone, but I've been trying recently just to have a bit more gaming experiences on things. So it's just a very simple, you know, go, stop kind of thing. Little racing app. So it's pretty boring really, but that's that. Moving on, might as well do it in this way, because why not? Moving on, I have got Colour, which is, I believe, an adult colouring book. So you can just, it's good to pass the time that way. It's probably better on my iPad where you can have like a bigger screen, but you zoom in and you can tap the colour you want and just colour things. Like the more you tap it, the deeper the colour gets, kind of thing. So that's quite nice to have. It's quite relaxing. If you ever wanted to use an adult colouring book, download the Colour app. I think I got it for free, but you do have to pay for it now, I'm pretty sure. Moving on, Prime Now, which is Amazon's Now like feature where you can pay, you have to spend up to £20, but you can get things delivered within like an hour or 2 hours, is it? So if I just enter my postcode, I can buy things that will be delivered to me within an hour. So like like bread and things. Like there's like probably a warehouse nearby where they can just pick it up and deliver it within an hour or two. So that's quite handy to have. I've never used that, but I bet it's quite good. Acapella is the voice app where you can kind of sing with yourself in like multiple squares. So you could probably see celebrities and singers and stuff use that. So that's quite an alright app to have. Now, Christmas, I downloaded some Christmas apps that I probably haven't used. So Heads Up is always a nice family game to use at Christmas. I think that one was created by Ellen DeGeneres, or she endorsed it anyway, I know that. Elf Yourself and Santa Claus. So that's just a few Christmas apps I have there. This Goat Simulator, oh I keep on dropping it. This black colour is a very slippy iPhone. Hope I've not damaged it. This Goat Simulator is pretty funny, I must say. You're basically a goat and you go around. Sorry, my accent's probably bad. I say goat, but it's probably a goat or a goat, whatever you say. You go around basically like destroying things. So you've got to get a big score. The aim is basically to destroy as much as you possibly can. And you can like attach yourself to things by licking. Like I'm probably attached to a human right now. Or I'm like pulling a car around, I can't really tell. No? Maybe not. So if you attach like your tongue to something, like a car, I'm trying really hard here. It's hard to game whilst you're yeah, you get the gist. Anyway, moving on from the Goat Simulator is PayPal, which is linked with my eBay mainly just to pay for things. It's quite handy, although selling things on eBay isn't the best because you have to give like a lot of money to PayPal and eBay, and it's, yeah, not good. Ticketmaster, another ticketing app where you buy tickets for gigs, but mainly larger arena gigs, so things that are a bit bigger than your usual venues. They do normal tickets as well. It's just another ticketing app for events, shows and gigs. I'm sure you've heard of that one. Now, this Fitbit app is for if you have a Fitbit accessory, like one of the watches that can calculate how many steps you do a day, your heart rate, things like that. So I've got a Fitbit watch and it's very useful for that. So it like syncs up with your iPhone and shows you information. Now, Netflix, obviously, that's just a film app. Two Dots, which is a good game. So basically, you've got to connect dots with the same colour. It's very simple, he says, whilst he can't do it. Anyway, that's that game. So the last app I have on my phone is my driving test. So I'm looking to do my driving test soon, and I need to look for a cancellation because my theory runs out. Very long-winded, but yeah, this looks for cancellations for me, and that is all of the apps on my phone. I like to do one where I look at my Spotify and see what songs I'm listening to recently. So if I go on songs, this is a few of the songs I am listening to. Definitely that one by the XX. No copyright intended there at all. So that was just a what's on my iPhone video with the iPhone 7 Plus. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and check out all of my other iPhone videos. I've got unboxing videos of the 7 Plus in black and in silver, and other technology videos on my channel. So make sure you stay subscribed, and thank you very much for watching.